If there is a by-election that is giving this Kenya Kwanza government an headache, is the by-election for Malava constituency. We saw President William Ruto going to Western Kenya and specifically Bungoma County for 3 consecutive days. And in those 3 consecutive days, he has promised goodies worth 21 billion shillings to people of that Bungoma County. And specifically, when you narrow it down to now the Malava constituency people, where President William Ruto campaigned for presidential or for their candidate, who is now the UDA candidate in Malava constituency, against one of the strongest opponent of the Kenya Kwanza government, who now belongs to the united opposition. And the person in question now is Seth PANYAKO. William Ruto has tried so much, and he wants to manipulate this by-election by having him winning all the seats, specifically those allied to the Kenya Kwanza government. That is in ODM part and also in the Kenya Kwanza part. For example, in Magarini, the Kenya Kwanza government agreed not to install a candidate for the by-election that is scheduled in Mombasa, because that time, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga was still alive, and they had an agreement through the broad-based coalition that whoever wins then belong to us. But this one for Malava constituency now is the united opposition, the likes of Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya, we have Kalonzo Musyoka, we have Rigathi Gachagua, and the biggest opponent now is the deputy party leader for DCP, Cleophas Malala, who has been tasked to be the chairperson who is running campaigns for Seth PANYAKO. And also, we have seen the President Hayden, or personal assistant to President Farouk Kibet, camping in Malava constituency for almost a week, doing rallies, doing women empowerment, giving charge donations, just in a way to woo citizens to vote for their candidate, who was now then an MCA. But he was tupua nje come in the 2022 general election, but now he came up and now vied for the seat that is after the death of Malulu Injendi, who was assassinated in Nairobi. And the reason why I'm saying so is because Seth PANYAKO is a man who has been in politics, and now the western part, which is Bungoma County, are not allied to the Kenya Kwanza government. That was a strong base for the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. But in this case now, Seth PANYAKO is enjoying the privilege of now being the rebellion in government, and they want to prove this to William Ruto that not every seat that you buy, you must win. The reason why I'm saying that it is giving President William Ruto an headache. This Malava constituency, though it was an ODM ticket during the previous campaign, but now Kenya Kwanza government, according to my statistics, for example, in Baringo County, President William Ruto made its own decisions and find his own ways to lure Gideon Moi now and join government. In particular, if the Senate race would be voted in Baringo County, Kano would have won, and it will be very embarrassing moments for President William Ruto that even in his home background, where now he calls home, that is Baringo County, ameshindwa. And that is what he did until now. He withdrew Gideon Moi from the race and left those vinyangarika wadogo, the young men who are now unable to compete with his candidate for the UDA party. When he went to Eldoret or Wasingishu and also Elgeyo Marakwet counties, there were seats for nominations, or the UDA nomination seats, and the by-election for some of the wards in Elgeyo Marakwet and Uasin Gishu, President William Ruto consolidated and talked to all those aspirants to produce one unopposed candidate respectively. And it happened that now, come 27th of November this year, Elgeyo Marakwet County wards who were affected would not vote because President William Ruto has already consolidated to produce an unopposed candidate that is now going place. But in this Malava constituency, the biggest threat is that this is the home ground of Musalia Mudavadi. And they want to show that their party influence and the government influence is a reflection of how 2022 will be. So for the government of President William Ruto, yeah, they are doing the very best to win Malava constituency to produce this perception that come 2027, Western Kenya will be part and parcel of government in that time. But the likes of Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya and Rigathi Gachagua are also pressing hard that they are now actually fit to remove President William Ruto in 2027 by winning these by-election. So if there is a 10th by-election so far, is the Malava constituency after the Baringo senatorial race was neutralized. The biggest thing in headlines that everybody is focusing is that of Malava constituency. That now the likes of DAPK party leader Eugene Wamalwa, who is now their candidate is Seth PANYAKO, want to show President Ruto that hakuna kitu unafanya. This is our territory. This is where we will show you dust. While President William Ruto wants exactly to use these government machineries and government available methods to show kina Seth PANYAKO and the entire team led by Rigathi Gachagua, Kalonzo Musyoka, George Natembeya, and also by extension, the majority whip for UDA, Kakamega Senator Boni Khalwale, who has already declared that he is supporting Seth PANYAKO, whether wanataka to strip out that majority whip seat or not. But he is supporting that the Kenya Kwanza government cannot impose a person whom their interest is not in them. You know, you listen to those campaigns. Farouk Kibet, while speaking during one of the forums, told the people of Malava constituency kwamba huyu jamaa ambaye sasa they are now fronting to be the MP has brought friends before even joining government. He has done some empowerment programs, and there is a plan by government to all citizens to vote for that person. While on this other end, the likes of Cleophas Malala are telling the people of Malava constituency kwamba this guy has been now blindfolded. If he wins this by-election, nobody will see him because the government will be the ones controlling the constituency. What will happen, he has to seek proof from government so that he will be given a go-ahead to do something. That they want a person, when if they call him, he will appear. So there is a lot of community fight and division in terms of campaign in Malava constituency, that William Ruto wants to prove that he is a giant, a master of politics, no matter the playground. He has the content at hand, he has mastered the tricks, and he wants to deliver Malava constituency seat to the ruling government. While the other side now are pulling strings towards themselves to prove President William Ruto that in this arena, there are boundaries, that hapa sasa Bungoma is the home of the likes of DAPK. Rift Valley is your home, but this one now is the home. We want to show you and the likes of Mudavadi kwamba we are capable of taking you home 2027.